This is kind of a cool little spot right here, which is pretty cool. We're gonna keep going though. Go check out the road. Okay, so I'm in Macau. I'm going to talk about the sickness of travel. When people get the travel bug, someone like me, it's just all they think about. So for example, I have a little list like that, and I just keep a list and I just write down, I constantly update that list, and I always write down the places that I have either been and want to go back to, or places that I haven't been that I really want to get to. And a lot of times, once I've been to that place once, I don't think about it again half the time unless I really like it, which I guess is the way it's supposed to work. I've also been in the same obsession where people think about, oh, I need to see every country in the world, and there's debates among travelers about that. You know, do you really need to see every country in the world? The answer is no, you don't need to. That's a goal in itself, and anybody can achieve it who has enough money. But if that's where you want your money to go, you sacrifice to go to new places because you are trying to reach that list. But you know, what's the satisfaction out of that? Depends on what you get satisfied out of, I guess. So anyways, I'm going to talk about my obsession, travel, and I'm just going to show you this part of Macau, part of Taipa, what I do. Okay, so you're probably curious about some stuff that's on my list. First off, I spent a lot of years in Asia and a lot of years in North America because I'm from North America, and I spent most of my adult life in Asia, and I'm Caucasian, white guy. I also spent a year in South America, mostly Brazil. So I was thinking about Brazil for quite a bit, but I have that out of my system now. I did have okay, so I'm gonna continue. There's the tall buildings over there and over there, so we're gonna keep walking and continue. So basically, so South America for 10 months. I was in South America and Europe, so I'm sure we're gonna walk through this little area right here. So so I definitely have a good taste of those. I was able to live in both of those places, and I got my fill out of both. And of course, I still think about both of them. Brazil in particular, I was thinking about that for a long time. I've lost that interest because of the crime levels are so high, and I want to talk about that in another video sometime, because I was really wanted to emigrate there years ago because I just loved it so much. But now when I look back at it now, I'm not so sure what I think about it. This is kind of a cool little spot right here. If you do read Moon Over Macau, there's some scene that takes place in this area right here. It's around the corner here. I just walk towards that. So anyways, South America, Brazil, I still have, those are actually on my list. So I actually have a list of places that I want to get to, and since I've spent some time in Brazil and a lot of South America, I don't have the strong passion to be to experience the same thing. Actually, I want to show you this one place, sports bar. But I didn't quite. I went to I basically I made it as far as, I went all the way down to Argentina, Chile, and Peru, Bolivia. Sports bar. This place used to have like Portuguese musicians and things like that. Let's just see if it's. But it's been closed for a while. We're gonna go to another one called the Irish Bar, see if that's open as well. I'm not gonna have a drink, but I just wanna. But actually, that place I think is in the Moon Over Macau book too. So anyways, Europe, South America. So out of Latin America, the one that I got to, Bolivia, Peru, Venezuela was as far north as I got. I did get to Dominican Republic once for the Caribbean, but I really didn't see much of that Caribbean area. So if you were to look at my list again, you would quickly see that I have Dominican Republic, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Mexico City. I did go to Cancun and Tijuana, and Baja California, but I never saw Mexico City. So those are a few on my list right there. So Mexico City, I love Mexican food. Wherever I travel, I always seek that out. Cuba, it's a hard place to get to for Americans. I want to get there as well. Colombia is one that everybody talked about when I was in South America. And the Irish bar is gone. There used to be a bar right here, but now it's gone. Subway restaurant. These are some Filipino places here. Well, this one right here is. Okay, I guess we're gonna just walk. I was gonna show you that, but now I can't now. So, okay. So we're gonna keep walking. And so South America, Colombia was kind of the place that everybody wanted to get to outside of Brazil. So and I wanted to get there as well. So that's still on my list. I want to get back to Dominican Republic. I only got to spend a couple days there, and I had an eye injury. Got like sand in my eye, so I had a patch on my eye and things like that. Let's see what this is. Nothing. I'm just gonna walk through this because I want to get out of the sun and do a little bit of walking anyways and get some food somewhere. So anyways, Puerto Rico, I've been to 49 states, but I've missed a lot of the territories. So Puerto Rico is one that I've been wanting to get to. Loved Hawaii. So that's on the list. And then with other territories, you can also see I have Guam and Saipan there too. So maybe being from the States, having been to 49 states, I was just kind of curious about those territories. You know, these. So anyways, those three on the list: Guam, Saipan. I have Okinawa on there. I used to live in Japan, so I was in Japan for 6 years. Loved living in Japan. And I liked Okinawa. Okinawa also is like Okinawa tacos, Mexico again. So I always like that kind of stuff. So that's on the list. Places that are near me, I've been to almost everywhere around me already. So these are places that I want to get back to. But I want to spend more time in Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia. I haven't been to Indonesia in 20 years. Recently went back to Cambodia, and it's changed so much. So I'll have to talk about that in another video too. But I really want to get to know the new Cambodia more because it's so different. Different meaning there's a lot more tourism, more development. Not necessarily that that's great, but that's but I don't mind it at all, for sure. Let's see, the other places on the list are get back to Australia. That's on the list. Let's see, let's try to go around here real quick. So Australia, I'm just putting quite a few videos now about Australia. So but the outback in particular, I'll just see 1 second here. Okay, so I just turned it back on. This is one of the things I like about Macau right there. That. So okay, so Australia, yeah, the outback is one of the places I really want to get back to. I didn't go to outback, I tried to, but I'm gonna have some videos up with Sydney and the Gold Coast. I'm also gonna put some other stuff later with Brisbane, Melbourne, Canberra, Darwin. So look for those. And I just like the country, so I definitely want to get back again. I haven't been to Adelaide, Perth, Hobart, and the outback kind of seems so fascinating to me. Other places on the list are basically, some of the main ones. This woman here is burning kind of an incense thing, which is pretty cool. We're gonna keep going though. And then the other place is Africa. So you know, if as a person, I think anybody that travels a lot and loves traveling, you know, at some point or another they're gonna get into trying to see more of Africa. So I've got a little taste of it, kind of want to get a little bit more of a taste of it. I'll try to throw some videos up there later. Mostly I just took pictures and not so much video and such in the past. Ethiopia is one that I really want to get back to again. I just saw, you know, a few days in it twice, and it was enough to make me really curious about the culture, and the language is different, and it's kind of feels like a kind of an Asia kind of country in Africa because of the different language and different script of the alphabet, things like that, where the other ones have, you know, either French, English, or Portuguese, which is also interesting too, to be in a country that speaks a language you can understand easily. So the ones on my list for Africa are Uganda, Rwanda, and Namibia. So, and all of that is basically because of the English is there, and the culture seems really fascinating in all three of those. I've had lots of other places in Africa on my list from time to time, but the other big one is Eritrea. So Eritrea is probably right up at the top, probably the top one, because it's, you know, similar to Ethiopia, but it has all this Italian influence, and it has you know, had a dictatorship, so kind of like a North Africa kind of thing, things like that. So not that I want that, but it just makes it an interesting place, basically, that not many people have visited. There's some other stuff I really find interesting about it, but I don't want to get into it in this video. So basically those are, you know, like talking about a person with a travel bug, those are kind of the places that I'm interested in. It's kind of interesting. This tour, see Macau in a different way. It might be the place to end this one. I'm just going to get kind of close to it. And it says, see Macau in a different way. That's pretty cool. Okay, that'll be the end of the video right there. Right there. Okay, so we're going to conclude the other video. I found the place that I'm going to be at, which is a Japanese restaurant. I'm going to get some teriyaki beef. And in conclusion to the video, yeah, travel is a sickness, and once you get the travel bug, you're kind of bitten, and that's basically the way it goes for good. I was also going to mention Cape Verde as an honorable mention. I was also thinking of Seychelles, which is 2 islands off the coast of Africa on the opposite coast. Another honorable mention that I loved was Reunion Island, Hawaiian Islands as well, but Reunion is kind of the French Hawaii. Anyways, it goes on and on. So I guess I'll end it right there. So yeah, confessions of a person with a travel bug and a travel sickness, but I'm going to get a lot of good videos out of it in the future.